Welcome to the Amazon's podcast. I'm Glenn Young, owner of Amazon's Fitness Magazine. Celebrate the female physique. Subscribe to Amazon's Fitness, fitmag.com. The podcast, of course, is brought to you by GPS Photography and Video. Why photography and video? Because a photo's worth 1,000 words, video's worth 1,000,000. GPSPhotoandVideo.com. My guest back on the podcast, IFBB Women's Figure Pro, Amanda Almodover, and she is live from Texas.
I am. New places, new spaces.
Yeah.
Praise God. How you doing?
All right. Glad to talk to you. Always glad to talk to a fellow educator as well. So, because you know how it is. It's, the school year has begun.
Mm-hmm.
And you're beginning in a new place. You're in Texas. You officially moved to Texas. What brought about the move?
Yeah, so man, it's crazy. This year has been just a whirlwind of transitions and just holding on to the roller coaster that God has in store. But I guess flashback to 2 years ago, very close friends with Sean Carita and Rosangela, and they had made a wonderful move from Jersey to Texas. Obviously, he opened up GK Jungle Gym over here, and they absolutely love it. So they kind of were my first, itch to come over here because their daughter Amaya was having a first birthday party. So they were like, oh, come down for the weekend, celebrate her birthday, come see the gym, come just hang out and see Texas. And of course, they're, planting seeds like, you need to get out of New York, just come to Texas, blah, blah, blah. And oddly enough, I landed and there was just such an overwhelming sense of just home and just like a click feeling. So I sat with it. Obviously, I was thinking for a while that I was going to move to Florida because I knew I wanted to go south, somewhere warmer. Somewhere a lot slower than New York, right?
Yeah.
Because New York is wonderful, right? The hustle and bustle, but to live there for your entire life is a lot.
It is what it is. The city versus not the country, but just, slow it down a little bit. I guess
it's no joke. Yeah, it's no joke. I mean, granted, like you walk away with grit that, I can survive anywhere now that I've survived in New York, but I'm ready to just slow it down and be in an atmosphere of more of a bodybuilding community, more faith-based community. So obviously all of those things were pros. And then obviously stayed in New York for the time being, kept thinking about it, saw more friends move, make the jump. So kind of just, having that comfortability. And then this last school year, something came over me. And it was maybe like 2 or 3 months prior to school ending. And just something in my heart was like, I will not be back here. When I left my classroom, in my brain, I didn't know how I was going to connect the dots, what step was next, but I did know that God was confirming that I was shutting my lights off for the last time. And I did. So it was literally a few days after the last day of school, I had booked a flight to go see some friends in Texas. I went with 2 suitcases and here I still am.
Wow. You never
it happened.
Cases never looked back. I gotta ask though, because you hadn't fully made the decision before the school year was out.
No.
You left a lot of students because you got pre-K, right?
I had kindergarten for the past
kindergarten. So they come back and they're looking for you. And I understand the attention span of a kindergartner is short, but I gotta wonder, they were looking for you and they missed you, and I'm sure you missed them.
For sure. That's actually a thought that I had because all my past students, I taught kindergarten for 6 years, and this district that I was in was K-5. So I had my 5th graders coming back and seeing me every morning.
Right.
And it was a nice full circle moment. The last year was my first class's 5th grade moving up ceremony. So I almost felt like God was putting it as like, okay, full circle, you watched your first class go, and now like kind of it's time for you to go and move on with them, essentially. But I definitely miss them. A bunch of coworkers reaching out like, oh, the kids miss you. They stopped by to see you. And you know me, I stay silent. I just make the moves. And then, once the chess piece is moved, then check me and I come out and open about it. So there's a lot of people that were like, what? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Coworkers as well. But listen, I just said yes, and here I am. And it's been crazy moving cross country, being in prep, and all of the things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been wild. God is definitely moving. I'm exhausted, but it's a blessing to be doing what I love.
Talking about advantages versus disadvantages in the move, and you already talked about some of them, but I guess first and foremost, the pay, the benefits of being a teacher in Texas versus being a teacher in New York.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, I mean, I feel like essentially it'll even out considering price of living is lower here.
Mm-hmm.
Pay is, they say, supposed to be a little less than New York. But I mean, everything evens out because price of living in New York is more expensive, getting more, and then over here getting paid
Yeah.
less, but using less.
Right.
So essentially we even out. But to me, even if it were more expensive to be here, I would choose it 1,000 times over just for the quality of life, for the
Right.
peace, community that I'm surrounded with. I'm an athlete for Gasman Better Bodies. It's been wonderful that I could literally drive and shoot with them and be
Mm-hmm.
amongst other athletes. So it's really, it just feels like home in all angles.
Yeah. And I was going to say that it's your sponsors. Are you still with Animal? You
Yep.
also now with Gas.
Yep.
So it's are they based in Texas? Fort Neal.
So nope. So Animal is based out of Jersey.
Okay.
But granted, I was in New York, so even that drive for me to be close to them and shoot and
Right.
film, I did do it, but it was like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not like, leading up into prep, I could have shot there a lot. So I wasn't really taking a loss in terms of that. I re-signed my contract. I'm still with Animal.
Good.
Thank gosh, they're amazing. And yeah, with Gasman Better Bodies, it's been awesome because I couldn't go to any of the events or any of the homecoming and all of the stuff that they do. And now it's literally I could drive there every Saturday if I wanted to and hang out with the gang and hang out in the office and just shoot and give them feedback on different apparel and stuff. So I'm excited for that.
Nothing like free clothes and travel and everything
Yeah.
that you can hope for in a sponsor because that's a huge load off the budget in
Mhm.
competitive bodybuilding. They
100%.
are based there in Texas, and so now you got both sponsors. So that's great that worked out.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, it's crazy how all pieces just fell together.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with teaching. I mean, I was just kind of on Indeed and throwing my
Yeah.
resume out there. And then I was actually training a client in a gym over here. And she was like, "Oh, I'm actually, friends with some superintendent from a school district, blah, blah, blah." And God just sends you who you need at the exact time. She put me in connect with someone, and he was like, "This district is hiring right now." I gave them, my whole shebang and what my master's is in and my experience. And he's like, they will take you in a heartbeat. You literally, whatever position you desire, you can have.
Right.
So literally they interviewed, they gave me the job right there on the spot. And within 1 week, I moved cross country, brought my car down here and got my classroom settled. So it's been a mad rush, but I'm excited
Yeah,
for.
because school's getting ready to start soon.
Yeah, I literally found out maybe a week and a half prior to starting. And she
Wow.
was like, "Okay, well, you can come in and do your room." And I'm like, "Well, I still have to move from New York, so just give me." But they were very understanding.
Yeah.
The district that I'm in now is extremely warm and welcoming, and
Mhm.
they knew the sacrifices that I made in order to be here. So I'm thankful that they're so understanding.
And of course, teachers or teaching, I should say, that's a profession that's on the hot seat now.
Hmm.
Everything going on, if anything related to teaching, they putting it out there.
Yeah.
How are you getting along with your coworkers? How big is the school? Have you? Well, I guess you will be having a parent teacher conference like myself on the 24th of September. Around that time frame, have you thought about that?
Yeah, they're coming. I'm very excited because I feel obviously like I've been rushing into it. It's obviously
Right.
a new grade level, so big jump in terms of curriculum. I mean, I've taught
Mhm.
kindergarten for the past 6 years, and I just became so used to it. I could do it with my eyes closed without looking over the curriculum and having to redo things. It was like
Right.
you become a robot and you're just able to do it without thinking about it. And so this is a whole new realm in terms of the discipline that they have with the kids in the district. The
Right.
curriculum is very, very rigorous. So it's a lot of learning, a lot of digesting and knowing that, like, while I might feel behind, it's just a learning process. But I love my coworkers. I have a really great team. Um, it is a bilingual school as well, so a lot of
Hmm.
my students, are looking up to me as I have the Hispanic background, which is really nice. I can
Right.
speak Spanish to them, English, and all of the things. So it's been really nice. It's been really nice. Everyone is kind and welcoming, and it's a different bond that I have with my fourth
Right.
graders as opposed to kindergarten. They're a lot more aware, obviously. They they know I'm a pro bodybuilder, which is different for
Yeah.
me.
Well, they're in the environment too because there are a lot of shows in Texas. So
Yeah, yeah, they're like, it's funny because kindergarten, obviously, they knew I would look different, but
uh,
they weren't aware enough to know, all of the things.
right.
So it's really cool that I can be that positive role model for them, and just have like in-depth conversations about health and wellness and discipline, and kind of just bring that background for them as well.
And so your grade level you're teaching now is
Fourth,
fourth grade.
fourth. So I
Um,
teach ELA and social studies.
okay.
Hmm.
English as a second language, right?
Yeah, I have a lot of
Well, here
ESL.
they call it ESL
Hmm.
students.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a lot of ESL students, which is nice using both languages with them.
Yeah,
Um,
big advantage for you, not so much for me, because I have an ESL student. I got one student that speaks French, and
wow.
I gotta say it's been it's been trying. I mean, I try to do things because I have a couple of students that obviously are fluent in English and Spanish,
Hmm.
and so they have been serving as my translator. So
Translating. Yeah, there you go.
I gotta wonder sometimes because they'll be looking at me and laughing. So I like I don't know. They probably just said something
They're
about me.
talking about me.
Yeah. It's ironic Hispanic Heritage Month begins on the 15th of September, so that's right on time.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited.
Are you planning anything special for your classroom? I'm certainly trying to do it up here.
Yeah, so we have a whole like school camaraderie thing, and they do a bunch of activities for Hispanic heritage and stuff like that.
Right.
But outside of that, I have like a behavior incentive party that I'm going to throw for them. It's going to be a
Okay.
superhero party. So right now
Okay.
they're earning like super S's on the board. Obviously, they can earn them, but they can also get them revoked. So they're working very hard to earn those. And then by the end of the month, I'm going to have like a big super writer, super reader party, and decorations and dress up and all the whole thing. So I like to make sure that I'm doing something for them each month at least for them to look
Hmm.
forward to, outside of obviously, celebrating the history
Right.
months and all that.
Now you're gonna come in costume since you're doing the superhero. Uh,
Listen, I feel like I gotta go all out, right? Like,
you got to. You
it's
brought
all
it
or
up.
nothing. I'm pulling up
They were
as Wonder
looking forward
Woman. I
to
have
it.
to. Yeah, I'm excited for them though, and it'll
And
be
then of
nice.
course Halloween is right behind uh, coming up next. Not really a holiday per se, but I know
Yeah.
kids will be looking for candy because I mean that's how
Hmm.
they understand anyway. That's fine.
Yeah, I will say it's very different in New York. There was like a very strict policy on like don't bring outside food in, don't give
Right.
the
Yeah.
incentives. This school, they're like cupcakes, party, food. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's nice though because when we were kids, there was no regulations and stuff like that.
Right.
You could have a birthday and bring cupcakes, and my last district was against it. So it's cool
Mhm.
that I can have, food and break bread with them and have community and different
Right.
parties. So they're excited for that.
I know in North Carolina it's like you're going against the approved government diet and USDA and everything to
FDA,
pay for
nah,
it. So
yeah.
yeah.
It's like they're
No.
gonna eat the cupcake when they go home anyways. Just let them enjoy
Exactly.
it, right?
Exactly.
You
So
know?
yeah, I still try to sneak some stuff in to celebrate
Yeah.
what they've done,
Yeah.
monthly birthdays and whatnot for the whole month. But yeah,
Mhm.
but they look forward to that. Believe it, even in high school level, and it's
Yeah.
crazy. So
Yeah. There's something just so wonderful about like community in terms of just sharing
hmm.
food. It's just it's like a intimate thing. It's so odd. And I think
Right,
people always ask me, what do you miss the most being in a prep? And I'm like, honestly, the community of like grabbing dinner with someone or
right,
having that opportunity to be flexible. So I'm excited to be able to enjoy that with them because they're
right.
always offering me snack. They're always like, have a cupcake for my birthday. And I'm like, I can't. So I think they're
Yeah.
going to lose it and fall out of their chair when they see me actually indulging with them for once.
So you left the New York style pizza for
Mm,
a actual traditional steak being in Texas because
listen,
Then you can
I'll
go
eat
back and forth with
any
Texas
day
versus
for a good
Oklahoma.
steak.
Yeah,
I will eat pizza any day for a fat fillet.
there you go.
You're gonna tell me twice.
What did your family think about the move?
They knew it was coming. They knew it
Mhm.
was coming for sure because I had been, my family is absolutely everything to me. I don't share
Right,
much information online in terms of my next steps, but
right.
they know my heart. They know what's on my mind. The biggest hardship was obviously saying goodbye to my mom.
Hmm.
She is like my best friend, my world. So she obviously did not want me to go, but she knew that I'd be happier. And so yeah, driving away was hard with all my stuff in the car and seeing
Yeah.
them and waving goodbye. But I know that God was closing that chapter for a reason. And he was forcing me to move on and to grow up. So it's been a lot of refinement. It's been a lot of, nights of, did I make the right decision?
Hmm.
I felt like I was leaving everything essentially that I knew behind to step into God only knew what, because I
Right.
didn't know what the next steps were. I came here without a job, without,
Hmm.
a locked in place to live.
Right.
But I just kind of trusted that faith and that gut feeling and wisdom that he gave me that chapter was done. And so I'm glad that I did because so much has happened since. And I know there's more to come. So.
Well, good for you. I guess the
Mhm.
next advantage obviously is there are more shows in Texas and Florida, and you mentioned Florida, than really on the East Coast. And
Mhm.
big money shows, even when you talk about Sarah Villegas in the Texas Pro, and everything's bigger than Texas, and you can go on and on with the Texas shows versus the Florida shows. And in the end, it just gives you more opportunity to qualify for the O, more opportunity to get in front of the judges, but also more opportunity to get in more stiffer competition, I would say,
Mhm. Mhm.
as
Yeah, I
far
think
as the numbers.
yeah, I think it's nice just even just the community in general. I mean, gyms in New York, I stuck out like a sore thumb. I was,
Yeah,
one of
exactly.
one, but to be over here and to be amongst the GASP athletes that are with me and just going through it, like, granted, of course, we're professional bodybuilders. We don't look like the normal person. We're gonna get stares and all those things, but it's nice to have other people who genuinely get it, and I don't have to explain it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Walking in my gyms and all those things. So it's
Right,
cool that I'm in one of the best hot spots for bodybuilding,
right.
and doing what I love. So
And I guess there's got to be a step up on facilities, or maybe not so much, just that there's more of them and more size. Because as I said, go back to the thing of everything's bigger in Texas.
you
Uh,
you asked me why I moved. Genuinely,
yeah,
one of the biggest reasons was just gym.
yeah,
The only close thing to me was an hour at minimum. I mean, I
yeah.
was training at Signature Fitness in New Jersey. I would go there every Saturday, once
Hmm.
a week for a good gym. That was an hour drive at the bare minimum, and I couldn't do that in
Yeah.
prep towards the end.
No,
So, I was training at a local Gold's gym, but I'd get stopped every 5 minutes to have conversations.
yes,
I was around locals, so people knew me from high school, new people, followers, so it was really nice to get plucked into like old school nitty gritty iron gyms. Destinations 40 minutes from me. I train
hmm
at Brick House in Denton, which is a great gym.
mm
The owners are amazing. They're always asking me what new equipment we want.
hmm
So it's just, yeah, the gym facilities in itself was enough of a reason for me to leave, right? Because
right,
you need access to what you're using daily. And,
exactly.
I was an amateur. I could do that. I could just train at a random Joe Schmo gym and not need nitty gritty. But, now I'm going up against people who have their own gyms, like, and access
Literally,
for
yeah,
7 and so just in terms of that, it's like you have to be in an environment where you are pushing yourself to grow,
right,
and where you're able to flourish. And I just felt like an animal literally in a cage. Like I
right.
could only do so much, and I was just ready. I was frustrated because I was ready to get out and unleash. So I'm blessed that I've been able to do that here.
What's been your coach's response into the move? Was he for it, against it, or he was like, let's wait till the off season, for example?
Yeah. So I was with Damien Segovia at the beginning
Hmm.
of this prep, and I am now no longer with Damien. There was a listen, when I tell you everything changed, I moved to Texas. Drove cross country. I got a new job in a new grade level, a new coach as well. So Justin is my new coach, and he
Justin Jacoby.
no,
Justin.
Justin Rodriguez.
Okay.
Why am I feeling like that's the wrong last name? Now I have to look. I'm like, I feel like it's no, it's not Rodriguez. I'm sorry, it's Horrell.
Okay. Okay.
I'm like, wow, that's a hard last name to remember. But anyways, yeah. So Justin and I have been working together for the past 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of just caught wind of the news. Like I told him, this is what's happening. I'm switching. I'm finishing. I would love to finish this prep out because nobody knows, but I was supposed to step on stage in May. And
Mm-hmm.
so I have been pushing and holding and making decisions. So this prep has literally been the craziest prep, the
Wow.
longest prep. And so if this taught me anything, it's endurance this time around. So yeah, I told Justin, and that was like in the midst of me going. Like I basically was like, okay, this weekend I'm getting my car and coming back down. So I'm just letting you know, like
Yeah.
will be low, stress will be high, and he's like, we'll mitigate it, we'll nip it in the butt, and it'll be what it be. So he was supportive. I mean, I didn't ask him, I told him.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you got to look at what's best for you
Mm-hmm.
in the long run. And obviously, you're looking 3-5 years down the road as to where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about growth and being in the right place that you can do that, so that you can grow.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you got a competitor down there in the state of Texas. Something about Padilla, I think's her last name.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Fellow
actually,
Puerto Rican.
yeah,
And hey, you can
represent
ask for a
Latino.
better mentor or competitor right there, because you're right next to greatness. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I actually haven't met. I mean, I've seen her
right.
around and waved, but I haven't like had a conversation with her
Yeah.
while I've been in Texas. But her husband introduced himself to me. I was training at trying to think. Oh, Hidden Gym in Allen.
Great.
And I guess he's out of there, and so he came up to me, introduced himself. He looked great, blah blah blah. My wife is Jessica. I was like, oh no way, she's in my division. So we just had a nice conversation. They seem like a very very nice couple.
I met him on the photo shoot in Orlando at the Olympia when I was shooting Jessica. Yeah, great guy.
Very nice.
It's all about having that strong support base. So that's pretty cool. And then of course, when you look at the figure division, Lola Montez, Jessica Reyes Padilla, I mean, what's been your thought on it? Not that you're going to make like, okay, who's going to win, who's not going to win, but do you look at them as mentors, or as that's the physique to have? That's how I need to push myself, because Jessica, she's out there, she competes. Lola looked amazing in Pittsburgh. I mean, top level pros, the best of the best. I mean, and what do you think about them? And I guess as the figure division as a whole.
I'm excited for the figure division this year, because I think while you have the stallions that are up, the Jessica, the Lola, right?
Yeah, the horses in the stable, literally.
Yeah, 100%. But I think it's anyone's game. I think there is a lot of up and coming figure girls around my age that are going to shake up some veterans for sure, especially in these next couple of weeks. Next year's Olympia, of course, to qualify. But in terms of this year, I mean, it's anyone's game, but Jessica brings it. I mean, just her conditioning and her muscle density, because of how long she's been doing it, how much older she is. I'd like to see her take it as she's taken, she's just taken second to Sid.
Yeah.
Sid
is now retired. And one thing's for sure, there will be a new Miss Figure Olympia this year.
And new. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Today actually was the last show to qualify for this Olympia. So now it's officially that's it.
It's officially on to the 2026 season, which I mean, it's really like the difference between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah.
If you want to say Thanksgiving is the Olympia season, 2025 season, boom, you look up, 2 weeks later, after the Olympia, there are shows that are going to qualify for the 2026 Olympia.
Yeah.
And so, no doubt, a lot of competitors are prepping that way. And like I said, you're in Texas with the number of shows. There are more shows, more opportunity. So
Hmm.
I think that's a great thing. And you could go back and forth because I've seen some competitors move to Florida. Next thing they move to Texas and vice versa. We're in
Hmm.
Texas and moving to Florida. But it's all about the situation. Uh, and again, more shows, more opportunities, I think,
Hmm.
in those two states. I mean,
Yeah.
it just is what it is, especially pro shows. Now, APC, okay, yeah, got it. You can get that anywhere. But, down there, hey, and it's steadily growing. There's great promoters there in the state of Texas, as well as Florida. And you got more shows. So
Yeah. That's fire.
kudos to you. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. God is good. I'm just hanging on and pushing
Yeah,
forward and seeing what opportunities, but I knew, staying where I was at and continuously, pushing off what essentially I knew he was confirming was
mhm.
not going to help me to grow. So
Right,
was it uncomfortable? Yeah. Was it scary? Of course, because I'm very type A. I'm very in control of everything that I do, but this season I've just surrendered. And even in terms of shows, like the fact that I'm still pushing and going to get on a stage is like still surreal to me just because of
mhm.
how long that it's been and how
Right,
many times I'm like, okay, this is the show. And then I had to push off again. Okay, this is the one. But I know there's a reason that the show that I'm doing is the show that I'm doing.
right,
And so, you know, it was a bummer that I couldn't make it to try and qualify for this year because, of course, that was the goal, me being
right, right,
starting in May. So when I missed, and knew like, listen, hey, we're not going to be ready for Rising Phoenix. I almost feel like it was God's way of being like, this is what you need, you
right,
know. If I do qualify, then I can take a nice break and
right.
then do it. And if not, I do a show, I see where I land, take a break regardless, and then try again for the 2026 season. So if I had, done shows for this season and qualified, it would have been very challenging for me to keep pushing my body
Right.
and being with all the stressors that we've had. So, definitely a saving grace.
Yeah, I can only imagine your cortisol levels with all the stressors that you had on from moving to new coach to cross country, need a job, need a place to stay, and so yeah,
It's
good,
been,
good for you. Good on you. Congratulations. I mean, to be able to manage that, but not everybody can. And you're only a 2 year pro, right?
yeah.
This
Hmm.
was your second year as a pro. So I mean,
Second season. Yeah.
yeah, and you're young and you got major sponsors, major support, and you're an up and comer. You know, no question. And so things are just going to be getting bigger and bigger, better for you. And I'm glad to watch your journey.
Yeah.
Because hey, you will be on that Olympia stage. I have no doubt. I think the only question when you look at your goals, would you say 3 to 5 years? What are your goals 3 to 5 years? Do you think you could possibly grow out of the figure division? Um, have you been thinking that way at all? Or are you just going to take it as it comes?
Yeah. I mean, I've always said, I'll wait for feedback, right? I'll wait for feedback.
Mhm.
Last season's feedback was that they wanted a bigger upper because my lower half was dominating.
Right,
Obviously, my legs have always been the dominant part, but they wanted a wider back and more shoulders to bring the illusion, and we have brought that. I put side by sides today
right.
um, of last season and being X weeks out, and night and day in terms of just my upper body development. That to say,
Hmm.
with the way that the figure division is going, I'm
Yes.
not sure that I will have that they'll want me to stay in figure. I'm 28. I love
Yeah.
strong hard,
Super
and
young.
yeah, my muscle is baby muscle. Like it's
Right.
not.
Yeah. Yeah. Your muscle maturity, is not really going to hit, till mid 30s, 40.
Yep.
Uh, Case
Yeah.
in point, Jessica Reyes Padilla is like, wow, and
Mhm.
if you do the comparison from back when she was 27, 28 years old, even Sid Gillian, the same thing. It's like, but you got to allow yourself to grow. So I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
But if if it were to happen, do you see obviously next will be women's physique, but do you see female bodybuilder as well?
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
just
Or as I've said, and I've seen your off season is like, you could be wellness. I'm just saying.
I know. I know. I really could have been. The thing with that is like I love having a back and shoulders.
Right.
But it's the
Right.
best part of my physique. Like for
Yeah.
me personally, I
It
love that
is.
part of my physique. So to give that up, mm-mm, I
Yeah.
couldn't. I couldn't give that up. So and yeah, in the past, like the last off season, my goal was not to grow my legs. So
Hmm.
I took away a
Right.
leg day. I tapped it lightly. I wasn't trying to grow, and I still did.
Right.
So I think that this season, I'm going to get feedback and see what judges think. But I think if I want to have an off season like I love to have, which is eating and training,
Yes.
my body is going to be doing what it wants to do.
Yeah.
And kind of essentially what I've been fighting the past 2 years. And the figure division is getting very, very slender. They're
Yes.
looking for shape, but they're not looking for thickness of
Right.
muscle, essentially. It's
They
dense.
want that crazy V taper.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. Like I'm gonna have to really see how I stand in this lineup,
Right.
and whether or not I stick out like a sore thumb in a bad way, because I
Right.
think my shape and genetics are just different than what
Right.
we're seeing right now. Like, for example, the girls that I step on stage with are like 115 to 120.
Hmm.
Right now, with me having a long prep and shredding myself down as much as possible, I'm still 132.
Right. What
So,
was your stage weight in Chicago? Last?
I believe I was in the mid range of 130s. Yeah, I
Right.
think I was 132 by the time
So
I carved
yeah.
and all that. Yeah. Peak week I got down into like 128, but then once carved back up, I was mid 130s, maybe 132 to 135. So like that's still heavy for a figure,
Yeah,
and
but I would say 115. That's a little light for
yeah,
figure. That's bikini wellness.
there's a lot.
Like
I'm telling you, there's a lot of
you're
girls,
saying.
Olympian qualifying girls that are like 118
Right.
on stage for in the figure division at my height.
Right.
So
But
I'm
then
like,
that's where you want to get in front of the right judges and
mhm,
just pray over it and
mhm,
take it as it goes.
mhm.
You're already successful. It's
Thank you.
just how great are you going to be? You're not you're writing a legacy now, uh,
Mhm.
and then you start getting those wins, and then you call it a dynasty. But you're in a great place. I'm excited to see it, and hey, go get them, man. Go
I'm
get them.
excited. I'm excited. It's just, I think this one is so different. It's just
Right.
so personal. It was the most silent prep I've had. It was the
Hmm.
most unknown prep I've had. Like,
And I know you were getting a lot of DMs. Everything. Well, where is Amanda? She's taking a year off, but
I was like, "Where are you? What are you doing? How are you
right,
there? Do you live there?" So it's been funny the questions that are being thrown my way, and most days I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just
yeah.
going where he calls me to, and I'm just saying yes." And it's landed me here. So we'll
So
see where it ends up.
when you do step on stage, will this be your first show you've ever done in Texas, or have you done a Texas show before?
It's not in Texas,
Okay,
but
you don't
uh,
need to announce it. Just announce
yeah,
when you're
I won't
ready.
tell you where, but it's not in Texas.
But you have not done a show in Texas before.
No, no,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
I
I
mean, and I guess
want
regionally, well, you don't know because you just now moved down south. But regionally, I mean, what do you think? Does it matter where you do the show at?
I
Does it
think
matter really the judges that you get in front of? But I mean, what are your thoughts on them?
I think definitely. I think you're gonna see higher level competition
Hmm.
in bodybuilding hotspots,
Yes.
in Tampa
Yes.
pros,
Hmm.
in the
Yep.
Florida pros, in the Texas pro, in the San Antonio pro. You're
Right.
gonna see higher level athletes just because obviously they live in those places. The resources for gyms are in those places, and when people look at the schedule, they want to do the popular shows, right? Not really
Right.
like smaller ones. They want to be seen by a really good panel. So,
Right.
um, yeah, I think those shows are going to be more competitive. But honestly, even the smaller shows these days are just it really is all about who shows up, you
Right.
know? Could
Right.
be one girl that's just like, "Oh, here she comes," and she just ruins the day. So
Right.
it's like
They can only judge what's in front of them. But yeah,
exactly.
you're right. Those dark horses, and the next thing you know, you're all setting the stage, and then boom, the Joker just comes. I'm here. Boom, check in.
That's the effect I'm trying to have. Nobody
Yeah,
knows I'm
hey,
coming,
and
but
yeah,
I pull
I
up
have
and
no doubt. I
it's
have no doubt you will.
and it's just like, oh, that's I think that's why I value staying so quiet too.
Right.
Um, because there's so much peace in
Mhm.
being the only one essentially that knows the plan between you and coach. But also, you know, I don't like keep me out of the mix. Keep me out of the
Yeah, you
mix.
want to shut the noise down, and things get messy, and so it's like, eh.
Mhm,
And it's all about being a professional, and it's you against you. I mean,
mhm,
because you gotta beat yourself before you can beat anybody else. I mean, that's the
absolutely.
competition that you got to go against. And
Yeah,
if you've done what you need to do and you're taking care of business, it's all going to work out. Yeah,
mhm,
it's all going to work out.
yeah.
So James Diaz Photography, he's moved out of New York. He's now in Charleston, South Carolina. I've talked with him a little bit, so he's like 3 hours from me.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
so that's good stuff. Uh,
Yeah, I'm excited for him. He's
yeah,
retired, he's with the kiddos, he's
yeah,
living his life. I miss him. I miss filming with him, and he was
yeah.
actually supposed to come to the show that I had planned, but then once I
Mhm.
canceled, he's like, "I can't, you know, make
Right.
that next one." So, you know, I'm sad I won't have him and get to see him, but I told him, I said, "Once this is all said and done, I'm making a trip down to you guys. I'm
There
gonna
you
see,
go. Hey, there
maybe
you go.
spring break, who knows, and just hang out with them and all the things." So,
Good stuff.
yeah.
Amanda, thanks for talking with me. I ain't gonna keep you long because you are in prep,
Yeah.
uh, and I appreciate you joining me on a Saturday
Mhm.
on the day of the Rising Phoenix. I'm gonna give you the last word of what would you say to again the new competitors up and coming. What do you want to say in reference to taking a deep breath? Like now I'm settled. Let's go. Uh, Talk to me.
What my advice to like younger, like
Yeah.
up and coming competitors,
Hmm.
honestly, is to live in the moment. I
Hmm.
think a lot of times, especially when you are a competitor at heart, it's very easy for you to set your sights on getting better and not realizing how far you've actually come. And for me personally, this has been a hard mental prep in terms of me trying to just be elite and be my best without realizing that I've already beat that girl, you know, and that's enough in itself to just be excited about. So give yourself grace. For me, this is a hobby, you know, as much as I'm a professional bodybuilder, at the end of the
Right.
day, I know that I will one day have to hang the heels up. And this is not all that we live, breathe, and eat, right? There's a whole nother pattern of life that has to happen after. So enjoy the process, enjoy each moment because it's really one that you won't get back.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
appreciate you
Yeah, I
as
appreciate
always.
you having me on always.
Yeah. And I'm gonna let you go and go get some rest. And hey, excited for you.
See you on a stage near soon.
Very soon. Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Amanda Almodover, she is in Texas. Has made the big move from the city to down south, where everything is bigger in Texas, more opportunities, more shows, and in the end, you got to grow. And so you got to know when you've grown as much as you can as where you are. And you got to grow as a person, a competitor, and it costs job opportunities so much. And she's 28 years old. So, yeah, who knows? Will she stay in Texas? Will she end up moving next year? Glenn, I'm going to Florida. Either way, I'm excited for her. I'm excited to watch her uh, over the last couple of years here. And so, good stuff that she's in Texas and moving on to bigger and better things. So you can't ask for anything more than that. The summer issue of Amazon's Fitness magazine is now out. On the cover, Norma Marie Fonseca. She is an IFBB Wellness Pro. Shot her at the Atlanta Pro. And if you're sensing a theme, I mean, it is what it is. I shoot who jumps in front of me, much like judges judge whoever competitors that come in front of them. And so I'm excited to have her on the cover of Amazon's Fitness magazine. And the thing about going to shows, you get to shoot competitors from all over the world. And unless you go to the shows, you're probably not going to see them on a day-to-day basis. So I try to shoot the competitors that ordinarily you wouldn't get a chance to shoot because they don't live in the States. And so I was excited to have her on the cover. It was a great shoot. Nora Marie Fonseca. To order the Amazon summer issue, you simply go to amazonsfitmag.com, click on issues. That'll take you to the magazine stand, and of course, order as many as you want. Every issue is out there, and enjoy. I really appreciate everyone's support. Shout out to J. Kendall Mack. This guy has contacted me and says, "Hey, I have every copy of Amazon's Fitness magazine, and I really appreciate it. Loving the magazine, and so we're going the right way with it, and so much more to come. So stay tuned, and thanks for your support of Amazon's Fitness magazine." That's it for now. Again, Amanda Almodover is in Texas. Go out, like, share, and subscribe, of course, to the Amazon's Fitness Magazine YouTube channel. Subscribe to Amazon's Fitness, AmazonsFitMag.com. And I really appreciate you, and we will talk soon. Celebrate the female physique. Subscribe to AmazonsFitMag.com. Hey, we are